membership meeting. In place of the membership meeting last month, we had the women's month celebration. So it really wasn't a meeting, but we participated in the women's month celebration last month. And that concludes the minutes from our meeting.
Okay. Minutes being read. Can I have a motion to accept the minutes?
I second the motion.
It's been motioned by Mr. A.J. first, and then second by Ms. Pauline Scott. All in favor? All opposed? Is there any question on the minutes? Motion carried. The President report, we started our term in January, well, mid-January, because of incidents that took place, and we were thanking God that everything worked out in our favor when it came to us taking office. So as when we took office, we went through a whole big motion. We had to reestablish and get established with the state, and when it came to our bank accounts, we had no idea what our bank account entailed, so we had to do a lot of research and a lot of running around and making sure everything was in order. So when we present ourselves to you today, that we give you an accurate count that's in our bank. We had to do a whole lot of changing of mailboxes and replacing keys. It was a big thing that took place because things were lost in this place. So that's my report for the day, and we're grateful that you taking the opportunity to come out to this here first meeting when it comes to our school board. Our school board is important, our children are important, and it's time for us to make a difference in our community. That's why I'm here today, to give my voice to our children, to our community, and to make a difference to everybody in our community. Again, my name is Kathy Brunson. Enjoy the rest of the day. Do you have remarks for anybody? We're going to have our treasury report.
Madam President, thank you, Madam President. Okay, Madam President, members, visitors to the NAACP Mount Vernon branch. Treasury report as of January 2023 to March present 2023. Our ending balance is $4,484.84. Deductions are insurance paid $420 for the year. This is for the use of the Dole Center. We need insurance for having members in meetings. And this is for 2023 through 2024. Also, we had to pay the use of the Dole Center for the year $600. Another fee we had for 12 months. Thank you, Madam President. From January through June, 6 months. So also for now the existing P.O. box, as Madam President announced when we took over, when the new officers, took over, we had to reestablish the P.O. box because that's where our mail goes to. And the P.O. box fee for the year from 2023 to 2024 being renewed is $258. Also, with that same P.O. box, the past treasurer turned over one key. There should be two keys, one held by the president, one held by the treasurer. President had to purchase a new key for $35, so that's also a deduction. Which brings our ending balance to $3,663.90. However, there are two deductions that needs to be rectified. There is $11 that for our share. There's membership. When we have new membership and we send it to the state, our branch receives an $11 share. And those are not included here because we really did not get the total yet from the state. Secondly, I'd like to do a motion to reimburse President Kathy Brewington $35 for purchasing that key, the second key for the treasurer. At this time, I'd like to propose a motion to repay President Kathy Brewington $35 for the key.
As a motion on the floor,
So also, for that $258, President Kathy Brewington also needs to be reimbursed for that. And I'd also like to make a second motion for reimbursement to President Kathy Brewington.
There's a motion on the floor. AJ Woodson,
Second.
Wendy Phillips. There's a motion on the floor to accept the President's report as read. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Wendy Phillips makes the motion. AJ Woodson accepts the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. This is going to bring our meeting to a close for this session. Our next voices that you will hear will be those of our school board candidates and those of our representatives that's going to ask all our questions. So please be a little patient with us as we transition.
Okay, so I am Brenda L. Crump in the community and at the NAACP Mount Vernon Branch School Board Candidate Forum. The forum is about to begin. President Kathy Brewington has asked everyone to take their seats. So,
You pick numbers already?
From the board, like,
They don't have to set in order your numbers. You can set in, you can set order. They must have what they want to do.
not,
I'm like a nurse.
okay.
Whatever your number is.
Okay. All right, so as things are getting together here to start this forum, we have our esteemed Jeff Monroe just came in.
Oh, you on the
Yeah,
air?
I'm live and I'm live. Talk to me later. Okay, so as everyone is beginning to situate, we have 5 seats available in Mount Vernon on the school board, and we have 12 candidates vying for the 5 seats. And of the 12 candidates, there are 5 incumbents. The school board budget trustee election is Tuesday, May 16th. And if you go to the Facebook event post, you will see information in regards to the polling location, the budget amount, etc., etc. So just starting this live stream as they begin to set up. Also, this forum is being Zoomed. So if you've seen the flyers, you can go to my page, because I don't know that Zoom information by heart. I don't know, I might be able to put it in the comment section. But this event also is being Zoomed. I'm going to see if I can put it in the comment section. Kind of test out my skills here a little bit. Let's see.
Okay, so I do apologize for any misunderstanding. You're to choose new numbers tonight, and those numbers are going to go by, we're going to call those numbers out. So I do apologize for any misunderstanding.
Okay, so yeah, I'm live streaming. How are you? Likewise, we have Dr. Bob Baskerville in the house, y'all. Let me give y'all a quick flash who this person is. Hey. All right, so what they're doing right now is drawing numbers for their seating at the table. If I'm correct, I believe that is what's taking place at this moment. So they will be seated at the table according to the number they pull from the bag.
Okay,
All right.
what is the number? I do apologize when you say you pick the numbers, I thought you picked the numbers from us. Okay, I don't want to get anybody an advantage or anything or anybody to pick the numbers. I don't want that to happen. Don't get everything quick, okay? I apologize. Any mistakes? Agree to disagree and forgive me. I'm only here.
Welcome everybody to the NAACP Malvern Branch First. We will be having the forum of the school board candidates tonight. Thank you all. Thank you all for participating. Thank all those who came out. I'm AJ Wilson, and me and Ricky Fields will be moderating the forum. I want to just set a couple of, some housekeeping. I ask everybody to be cordial. Everybody is coming here to be heard. But we want to give everybody a chance to be heard, so we won't have no talking over each other tonight. We will be in order. I'm going to start off giving everybody a minute to tell us who you are and why you are running. I need to be louder. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
You need to turn your speaker up. Okay, so
good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Wendy Fields. I'm the education chair of the NAACP. One more rule of order that we established. Please pay attention to the timekeeper because our time in the Dole Center is limited. When you see a yellow card go up, that means that it's time like 15 seconds remaining to your minute answer. And if need be, I believe a stop sign is going to go up, at which time we would appreciate it if you would stop speaking so that each and every candidate will have their fair opportunity to speak. Thank you.
And lastly, we ask that you work with us because there's a lot of candidates here. And I would like to give you all way more time each, but due to that we have time limitations, there is no way that that's possible. So hopefully we will get this done and everybody will get to say what they got to say. I'm going to start with number one, going down the table in order. Everybody introduce yourself and tell us why are you running for school board.
please speak. Please introduce yourself, please.
Okay, I am Jim Middleton, and I am a Mount Vernon City resident all my life. I have served the Mount Vernon City School District, only job I've ever had for 40 years. And that's the only job for teenagers I've had. I am interested because I am a leader's leader in this city. And as a leader's leader, leadership is so important to me. If this is not right, then the rest of it's not right. So if the head is not right, the body cannot be right. If the head is sick, then the body is sick. And in my experience as a school counselor as well, I have seen in the last 10 or more years the decline in our system, and that is why I'm running. Not just on the scale of a whole, our students are not particularly first anymore, and we want them to children first. My educational philosophy is that all children can learn. So children first, and the academic, social, emotional growth of a student is of paramount importance. And when they become secondary, it's not a problem, but it's an issue. So I felt the need and the necessity to sit where I'm sitting tonight from my heart, because other than that, if it ain't from the heart, it ain't happening. So that's why I have spiritual roots here, and definitely that counts for something. And just being a Mount Vernonite has blessed me to be in the school system for as long as I have. So I'm running, because I want to see change. Change is inevitable. There needs to be transformation in our system. And anytime you got to go back to the mic, umpteen times, with the same board, previous board, listen, that is not a problem, but that's an issue. Because that speaks volumes and something's just not happening.
Thank you. Whoever has number 2, please introduce yourself and tell us why you're running.
Yes, my name is Donna Barrow, and I am running for the school board. I am a resident here in Mount Vernon. I was born here, raised here, educated here. I served as a teacher here. I served as an administrator here. I was a parent here, and I know and understand and recognize some of the history that we've had here in Mount Vernon, and it seems like we have not come any further than we were in the 1960s. I'm running for Shamoya. I'm running for the young men that was at Steam Academy that was killed in the street. I'm running for those young people that were harassed by the man with the pit bull at Hamilton. I'm running for those individuals that at Williams School who have always felt the inequities of the budget and the monies that have been farmed out through the city. And they have always received the least of the lion's share. I'm also running for those students who can't speak for themselves. I'm running for those special education students. My daughter was classified, and I was one of those individuals that fought for inclusion in special education. So I am running because I'm running on behalf of the families and the children that can't speak for themselves.
Thank you very much. Whoever has number 3, can you tell us what is your name and your purpose? Why are you running?
May I say something? For the sake of time, because we don't have a lot of time, there's 12 of you guys. Please keep that 1 minute to 1 minute. Will you see the score, please? I appreciate it.
Good evening. My name is Helene Jenga. I'm a mother of 2, a 30-year-old and an 18-year-old. My husband and I have a small business that we run out of our home in Mount Vernon. I am the daughter of Senator Ruth Hassel Thompson, who has served this community over 20, 30 years. My family has been in this city for over 100 years, so I am 3rd generation. I also serve as the Democratic District Leader for over 25 years. I served as a Planning Board Commissioner for 3 years, and I'm also a member of the Westchester Black Community Caucus for 18 years. In July 2022, I was asked to serve as a trustee on the Mount Vernon City Board School District for 1 year. I was sworn in August of 2022. My reasons for being here are many. Okay, thank you.
Whoever has number 4, please introduce yourself and tell us why you're running for school board. Who has number 4? the mic is yours.
Okay, my name is Overall Gale, and I'm running for a position to be one of the school board trustees. I am a longtime resident, father of four, economics, and a master's degree in finance and international business, as well as creating and planning action plans. I'm running for the board trustee for to ensure that the financial resources of the district work to benefit the students and residents of the county. To create efficiencies so we can do more with what we have. What I see is a lot of inefficiencies.
Okay, can we have the next one? We'll be up to 6.
Good evening, community and distinguished. My name is Sabina, S-A-B-I-N-A. I am a 45-year-plus resident and homeowner in the city of Mount Vernon, New York. I'm running to remain a trustee on the Mount Vernon City School District Board of Education. I thank the NAACP for sponsoring the school board candidate forum. At this time, I would like to express my gratitude to all former trustees who have held or sought this position even during a global pandemic. Their stewardship has allowed our district to keep moving forward with the functioning board of education that serves the students in Mount Vernon. Nelson Mandela had a quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." I know this to be the quickest way for an individual to change their life circumstances. Education is transformative, so I am seeking to remain a board trustee. I am a product of the public schools of this community. And not, is that
Number 7. And can I ask whoever's speaking, can you speak into the mic, one of the microphones so everybody can hear? And can I ask everybody in the audience, can you please put your phone on mute or turn it off so it doesn't distract me? Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Cynthia Crenshaw. I'm a lifelong resident of Mount Vernon. I have been a PTA member since 1983. So I have over 3 decades of being in the PTA. My children has went to the public schools. My grandchildren is in the public schools, and now my great-grandchildren I hope will be future knights. I'm interested in it because I am an advocate for the kids in school and out of school. I go to the Board of Education. I am the voice for the voiceless. I go to City Hall to speak for the kids. I am all for the kids. I do not go along to get along. I am for the children. And I'm asking you to please consider the Drive for 5 team. Thank you.
Thank you. Where are we at? Number 8? Number 8, can you introduce yourself and tell us why you're running?
Go to 9.
No, 8. Number 9. There's no 9. Number 10. Who hasn't won yet?
Yeah, who has the slogan? So why don't we start with
Hello, my name is Warren Mitchell. I'm a lifelong resident of Mount Vernon. I am a graduate of the Mount Vernon City School District. I own 3 properties here in Mount Vernon, or actually co-own, and I am a former school board trustee. I served through the pandemic, and I'm still very vested in this district with 4 children in this district, 2 of which are graduating this year, one of which just started high school, and one that's on the way into middle school. I have a vested interest in this district because it is what I love. I love what I do, even off the board and when I'm on the board. My goal is to bridge a gap, the same gap that's been in place for all these years between the people, the school district, and the children. Money that's not spent in the class is money that's misspent. We need to get to a better place, and we need to stop the rhetoric that has been going on.
Thank you. Who else didn't go? You didn't go. You're next. Give me a microphone, please.
Good evening. My name is Gloria Atisoki, and I also have been a resident of Mount Vernon for the past 40+ years. My children and my grandchildren have all gone through the Mount Vernon school system. I have a degree in psychology I have worked with a diverse population of students and families. As a stakeholder in education, I decided that my skills and my expertise could best be utilized as a board member. I want to be on the board to continue implementing curriculum that will provide high performance achievement for our students. We need to be able to move our students along, not just to graduate them, but to graduate them with proficiency to be lifelong learners and to be able to provide for their own keeping. Thank you.
Thank you. Right on time.
Good evening. My name is Precious Sparrow. I am a fifth generation Mount Vernon resident. My family has been here since the 1920s. I am a graduate of the Mount Vernon City School District, graduating in 2016. I currently work at a mental health clinic. I used to work for the City of Mount Vernon Youth Bureau. I have my bachelor's degree in legal studies, and the reason why I want to run for school board trustee is to make a difference in my community. I'm a district leader here. I'm a board member with the New York State Juvenile Justice Advisory Group, and being that I graduated so recently, I see the decline instead of the uprise within the school district, and that's something that is not acceptable for me or for the upcoming kids here in the district. And that's the reason why I'm running, so I can make a difference in my community and make a better future for the kids that are coming up.
Thank you. Good evening, Mount Vernon. My name is Erica Peterson. I, too, am a 40-plus, though I don't look it, year resident here in Mount Vernon. I'm also a parent of 3 children in the school district. And over the past few years, I have seen past boards run about taxes and taxes and taxes, and I have children that go to the school district. I don't see my children as tax dollars. I see my children as human beings who want to learn and flourish and deserve the very best that students in neighboring municipalities have. So I'm running because I'm involved. I am at a point in life where I don't want to leave the city because I love Mount Vernon so much. So if I can give back by making our schools better, which in turn make our children better, which our children are the people who will be our next generation who will run this city and this country. We have to start investing in our children, and now is the time. So that's why I am running with the Drive for 5 team.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, I'm going to take a little moderated, I'm going to change things. That another thing is confusing. I'm going to start there, and we're going to answer the question this way. The next question, we're going to go that way. So I don't have to figure out who's next and who's next. This question here is kind of a continuation of why you're running. So it's how will you make a difference in the Mount Vernon school system if you are elected?
While you're getting in line, it's still 1 minute, okay? 1 minute. Yeah, yes.
How will I make a difference? It first make a difference by working with the administration, working with your peers on the board to implement policies, to make sure that you hold people accountable. One of the problems that we have in the Mount Vernon School District and elsewhere is that people are not accountable. People get along, people do what they want to do, not what's in the best interest of the city or the students. Someone mentioned taxes. Taxes in itself is not a problem. The problem is when you have used all this money and does not use it properly, then it's wasted. So the difference that I will make as a person who's responsible for budgets is to make sure that that money that is raised is used effectively and efficiently to benefit Mount Vernon and the students and residents of Mount Vernon.
Thank you very much.
If I'm elected to return as a school board trustee, my job is to continue to work from where I left off at before I exited more than a year ago. The reason why I need to take up that reign is because the time for not hearing the same old nonsense and the lies and the misconceptions and the statements about, corruption and none of it being proven, and the idea that the people of Mount Vernon will believe anything told, even if they haven't been presented with any facts whatsoever. It needs to come to a close. I have children right now who are watching me right now, and they're watching what I'm doing, and what I'm trying to do is explain and show them by demonstrating what a working parent who wants more for their entire district and how they get back. With a working board of definition is a board that works together. And that is what we're shooting for. I'm here to be a part of that working board to drive forward and make a difference.
Thank you.
Again, I am a strong advocate for our children. I am running because I would like to see, as you know, happy teachers, happy children. If our children will be getting what they need, that's very important, not only for the children, but for the parents. When they come into a building, they should be proud to come into a building. They're in a building more than they are at home. And that is my problem here, is that I'm just aggravated for my children. I want them to be happy. I want them to be safe. I want them to get the food that they need. I want their parents to be okay. And I am between the parents, the teachers, and the board. I advocate for the voice that cannot voice for themselves. So please consider the Drive for 5.
Thank you for the question, and I concur with the rest of the individuals here on the forum tonight. And what I would say is I bring to the table, I have experience, I have been in the system, I have worked in the system, I have watched the system, and I have proven through the work that I have done in this school district. I was a principal at Edward Williams School, and I developed actionable and sustainable approaches. I also created a positive collaborative culture. As a matter of fact, Ms. Boynton was my PTA president during the time. We increased PTA participation by over 84% while I was at Edward Williams School. Also evaluating staff, holding people accountable, making sure that the funds, the money that we have, and the taxes that our taxpayers pay, that it is reinvested back into the students, that we focus on investing our resources in students and teachers. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to say that titles don't make us, but we must make our titles. And I might say that the board is the nucleus of the district. So with that, and being an experienced individual, having come out of the district as a school counselor, I first was a typist, senior stenographer, and graduated with my school counselor degree and remained as a school counselor. And I just want to say, in terms of making a difference, students first. Teachers need resources to teach our students. Teachers are short of resources. And then when we need resources to teach, we don't have what they don't have what it is that they need to really teach them like they should. And then they're penalized for what they don't do because of what they don't have. So we want to make sure that there's a difference in our classrooms. We want to make sure that as the nucleus of this district, that whatever the need is, that we meet the need. So it's better for us to go inside, see what wasn't done to make sure that it gets done.
Thank you.
I steward 300 children with Gear Up through the Mount Vernon school system right before the pandemic broke. I believe in the educational system at Mount Vernon. I graduated from the educational system in Mount Vernon. I don't think it's as dire as people say it is. I think everything can use improvement. I'm running to continue the improvement and to foster a vision for our district of progress. I'm working with a team of individuals that I feel have the well-being of our community in their intentions, and I hope that, that's seen when we are doing the meetings or have been doing the meetings. I've been a PTA president, I've been a district leader in this community, I volunteered, I've done a number of things, and I don't think that anybody has any type of special aptitude for being a school district trustee. It's just the good intentions that you bring to the table.
Thank you.
I think the most important thing that I bring to children are not able to compete when they go out further. When they go into the college setting, if they have not been properly prepared, they dwindle, and therefore they get frustrated and drop out. We don't want to see that. We want to increase the graduation rate. We want to look at the curriculum that's going to do that. We want to look at the different pathways that are going to be offered, that I'm going to really try to ensure that we have additional pathways that not only include those children who are going to college, but those children who wish to take up the trades. I want to really work hard that we bring the trades back to Mount Vernon. Thank you.
I want to interrupt real quick. I don't know who has the index cards. If there's anybody who wants to ask a question, please put your hand up. If you ever have index cards, can you give them out?
Index cards were given out.
There's a couple of people that still don't have them.
Okay.
That's why I'm getting tapped on my shoulder.
Good.
I've been right now a trustee for the past 7-8 months. When I originally got on, I thought it was going to be easy, and it wasn't. The more we dig, the more we find. And unfortunately, we've come to a place now where we have to run for our seats. Unfortunately, I want to make sure that I stay, because we already started something that we need to finish. It comes with safety, the children. We talk about some of the instances that happened. We're doing our best to jump on these things as quickly as they happen. Unfortunately, time has gone when people didn't pay attention, no one cared, but we do care. Thank you.
Just push it back.
As for me, I feel that a title means nothing if you don't put the work in behind it. A lot of times people get in not just trustee seats, but seats in general, just for the title, and then they don't have the rapport to back up their title and why they were elected to even be in that seat. As for me, I have been involved in my community for as many years as I can count, with or without a title. And I've worked with numerous of kids, being that I worked in the youth bureau, and you make connections with kids that last a long time. And when you see the faces of kids in the street crying because their friends have been getting killed and nothing has been done about it, when you see kids in the street feeling like nobody loves them, nobody cares for them because yet again nothing has been done about it, that gets to you and that sticks with you. And that's why, one of the reasons why I'm running for school board trustee, because safety for these kids is a big issue. And it's not just the kids, it's the parents as well, across the city, across the state, across this country, and nothing is being done about it.
Thank you.
AJ, can you repeat the question? I'm the last one.
How will you make a difference in the Mount Vernon School District if elected?
Thank you. I am probably, I think, the only one who, for the past 3.5 years, I've worked in the Mount Vernon City School District. I worked through COVID, through the pandemic. I went into the classroom when many educators were afraid to, when many people were afraid to come into the buildings. I saw the stresses that not only the educators went through, but our students went through. I am proactive. I'm running for the district, for the school board trustee, because I am proactive. I do not wait for problems to arise. I try to identify them and fix them before they happen. I feel like this district, we can no longer afford to be reactive. We are losing children to violence. We have to start being proactive. We can no longer afford to be reactive anymore. I'm also the proud PTA president for Mount Vernon High School. And I'm in the buildings. For the past year, I was the parent resource coordinator. So I was in every single building in this district regularly. Sorry, my time's up.
Thank you. Okay, so, yes. Now you're on the hot seat. Because you started first, so we're going from you and all the way down, okay? So, in light of
schools?
That is a terrific question. I feel like initially we definitely need to have a forensic audit of every single department in this school district. We have to find out where the money's going, what it's being spent on. We need to find out if projects that have been started and checks have been written, that these projects have been finished. I feel that we need to be way much more on top of how our money is spent. I feel like we can no longer, once again, we can no longer be reactive when it comes to our finances. We can no longer afford to wait 6 months and then, oh, you know what, there was a check written for, this project, and then come to find out it was never completed. So, well, where's the money? So right now, our initial we need to do is do forensic audit of each department in this district.
Thank you.
As for me, I feel like there needs to be transparency when it comes down to the use of funds. Sometimes a lot of people don't understand what budgeting is, how money is supposed to be allocated for, where money is supposed to properly go. And if you don't have those type of conversations with the people that you have on your board, then people won't know where the money is going until you need to use that said money and you don't have it anymore. So there needs to be a lot of conversations about, one, transparency, two, properly using the funds. If we see that certain school buildings are lacking security features or lacking proper equipment to use during the school day, why don't we use money that we have to go towards that? If we see that children are in need of something, whether it be personal or educational, why are we using the money towards that? So I feel that those conversations need to be held, and not just by one person who's running the finances, and then we have to vote on them at the end of the day, but everyone needs to be involved as well.
Thank you.
Okay. When we first got on the board, school was on fire. We are doing forensics audits, and because of it is why right now the government is doing audits. We're really at a standstill right now. We're doing the best that we can with what we've been given. We're not giving information, but we're doing the best that we can with what we have. We also were short because the city owed us $11.7 million. It wasn't until we made a stink about it that we were heard. We've been asking for over 2 years to come to the table to get our money paid back to the school. We weren't heard. Now it's been heard. Thank you.
Okay, in terms of the finance, we've spent quite a bit of time reviewing the budget and the budget lines, trying to make sure that every line consisted of a need base. One of the important things that we were able to do with the budget this time was to add security guards. We were able to add the PA systems in the schools. We were able to add 93 cameras. We were able to add gates and doors that have locks that can be push locks. So we've been able to look at every finance line and make sure that the budget is being spent in the most effective way so that we're getting the most for our dollar. There are still many needs that have to be done, so we were looking first to collected the money owed us. Because if you don't have the money, you can't spend what you don't have. I'm sorry.
Well, if I, at your time, I'm giving you 5 seconds.
Oh, 5 seconds? I believe the report that we don't have the money, but we're going to have the money, and but we are going to be able to balance the budget. And as a result, my time.
There is transparency. What's happening? The only person the board has in relationship with this is the superintendent, and it's keeping the superintendent accountable to the community. That's our fiduciary responsibility. People who work under the superintendent are the superintendent's responsibility to manage them. We don't manage anybody in the district. We have committees, we work with people. I would like to improve the finances of the district if I get more grants in for different things. Yes, there are shortages, but there are a lot of monies that are available to our district because we're a sixth district. We're in need of improvement that we can go out and get. I also think that we can streamline some processes and kind of, we have the education foundation also gets this money. And I think it's a community that has to collaborate. When you have limited resources, that's what you have to do. You have to collaborate, and that's what you do. Okay, I just want to say that it's not a one-man show, but the board has to be a team together, everyone achieves more. So when it comes to finances, of course, we got to go on the inside. I concur with the order in each department, because what happens when you start in the beginning, you're starting short because of the previous year. So when you start short of the previous year, you got to go to the cookie jar. And when you go to the cookie jar and pull from that particular jar, you still end up short because you're using money that on things perhaps that may not matter, but the things that really matter that we don't have the money for. So we have to really investigate it. We got to go in as a team and look at it with transparency and just have to pull it together to make each department in the entire district count, and that our kids are not slack.
Thank you. I also agree that we do need an audit. I also think that we need a needs assessment. We need to be thinking about systems thinking. What is our focus? What are our core values? What is it that we need to spend our money on? What are the essentials? How can we be more equitable? In addition to that, I do have a degree in accounting. I'm also a certified school business administrator. So looking at the audit, looking at the budget, I think that we also need to share with the community what we're actually spending our money on. I think a one-time meeting to share with the community what the budget looks like, I don't think that that's enough. I think we need to have a series of meetings. I think that we need to be able to explain it to them. I was a teacher of accounting. I think that accounting sometimes is difficult to understand, and in order to, I think that we need to share that with our community in layman's terms.
Thank you. As far as the budget goes, I think that when they put out a project, the contractor always come back and says we need more. And nobody never says anything, but they give them more. As far as the 11.5 million that the city owes the school, that is because they did not get certified information that the city could go on to go after the people that did not pay their taxes. So we need somebody in the building, in the Board of Ed, that is going to look at everything. We'll look at the taxes, we'll look at what the school needs, and to do some schools, and not to do the other schools. That's not appropriate. The money has to be spent across the board, and it should be spent fairly. Thank you.
So checks and balances is not just money, not just talking dollars and cents. Talking about across the board checks and balances. The checks and balances, my child's supposed to go to school and receive this education, and balances how they do in that class when they finish that class, and when they walk that stage at the end of this high school year. We want to talk about how security guards were actual school buses. There were security guards removed from campuses just a week or two before the dog incident happened. So I'm not sure where those extra security guards that were found were at, but they weren't in campus at the time. I'm also going to say that the district, the district never presented to the city the 11.7 million properly. Even to date, it's still not been certified. So you can ask Dr. Morton about that. It's still not represented to the city in the form of certified, which is what he said at the January 31st meeting. While talking about January 31st meeting, the ordinance also said that there was no fraud or illegal activity found.
As a member of the budget committee, I must say that accountability is a problem. People are not accountable. That's the big problem. I believe this board is one of the first boards to start this audit. And we got a lot of pushback. People telling us I'm sorry. Okay. People telling us that we shouldn't be doing audits because of this and we go out for one group. No, we didn't. We're not going out for one group. We started with one group. And the federal government came in, we stepped back to the commission. But we realized that there was no accountability. People in certain departments just know what they want to do. And then they know what they need at the top. So if we're going to point fingers, let's start from the top. Because we have proof. Someone on stage said that all this came into no proof of fraud. That's not true. That's not true. Answers to questions were not given to the auditors, so they cannot give a full report. We have some of those answers to give to the committee.
So I'm gonna assume here, if any candidate up there who's not currently a school board trustee or has not been a school board trustee. Has not been? Yeah, has not been. Okay, so for you, has not been trustee, is not trustee. Okay, so you find that has not been.
Serve as a trustee. Serve in a community service.
He's been a trustee. Anybody who's not been okay, so those who have their hand up, this one is just for you. What is the role of the school board trustee?
Okay, well, the role of the school board trustee, I believe, is to create policies, put policies out, and our superintendent should follow those policies and try to adhere to those policies. We also should be governed by the laws. We should follow the laws for the school board, and there shouldn't be any fraudulent activities going on with the school board, and we should be transparent. What was that? What was the question?
We can't yell out from the audience.
Well, that's not the question. Yeah, but you didn't ask us what the salary was. Okay. So,
yeah, I wanted to give the question to the candidate. Just want to hear the candidate. I know everybody has thoughts and stuff, but can you keep that to yourself right now? So, candidates next. I greatly appreciate all you. Thank you.
School board is an unpaid volunteer position who looks and establishes policies and procedures, and they inspect what they expect. They also hold the superintendent accountable for the leadership in the district.
And I concur that we set policies and the, can you hear me?
Come on.
Okay, they told me, y'all told me now. Okay, so I concur with what was said, that the role of the school board trustees as the nucleus of the district sets of policies. The superintendent basically, and you actually put the superintendent in place too. But the superintendent basically says how to those policies. And once we go through those policies, it should be a good practice each year to look at those policies to see if they're enforced, even in governance with New York State, and to try to tweak them when tweaking they be needed. So that's the expectation that we do in support too of the superintendent. Answer the question, but the school board trustee is in place to create policies for the school district, and not just the children, but the employees as well, and to hold the superintendent accountable to make sure that he or she is doing their job and make sure that everything is supposed to be running how it's supposed to run. If not, put this policy in place and it doesn't work, we revisit that policy and try to make things move.
So the role of a school board trustee also, we create a vision for our district. We also make sure that our superintendent is upholding that vision that we do put forward. We make sure that the superintendent is also ensuring that policies that are going across the district as far as curriculum, are being enforced and being that you also have a responsibility to be financially responsible, and as well as bridge relationships between the district and our community as well.
Thank you, thank you. And I want to say one more time, and I really include my fellow NAACP board members. If the person on the way is talking, we don't talk, and if we have to go to the side something, so we would the whole thing. So I would make it across. So I need you to do something for me because I'm changing because this one question. We need to simplify. Yeah. Now, the reason, one or two people asked in the audience, it was already one of my questions. As the editor of my questions, I've been covering a lot of violence in our community. Outside of the school, inside of the school, I'm actually in front of the school, people getting injured in the school, it's spilling out to the school, can breathe. So as a school board trustee, if you're elected, what would you put in place for the safety of our kids? Because I know I've heard from a lot of parents that don't feel that their kids are safe, and some of them don't want to bring their kids back to school. Now, we can start from the end. My sister is ready. What's your name? Sabina. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with you, go that way, and then we're going to pick up with you. Right? So we mix it up.
I think we, as our school, make our security personnel responsible. I think we need to bring steps. Yes.
I think we need to, we are all servicing the same children, children that are in school or children that are also one thing that has started is that they're meeting with the city, the police department, the mayor's office, with the school board, and they come together once to look at what they can do to support the students. They also want to look at services that provide students who need additional support with mental health, so that their well-being is addressed and that the families are being supported through the mental health services. I think the continuous conversations will bring about some basic changes in the security. And we're going to look at that. We're going to look at every building and see what each building needs and provide exactly what it is that they need.
Our security needs right now have been in phases. Phase one, after the incident with the dog at Hamilton School, the cameras went from phase one to phase two. When the yard needed to have a gate put on, we did it the next day. When the security guard, at the time, there were only 2 security guards at that building. When the incident happened, one of the security guards, that time has changed. Now, no security guard can go to lunch while children are on their break. So their break is to come after. We've done, and we've been said to be reactive, but it's okay because no one can foresee anything happening. And we're doing the best that we can. So when it happens, we jump on it immediately. And we are grateful to the parents over at Hamilton. I was with them the other night at a PTA meeting. They were thankful, and we were thankful, and we were grateful that nothing happened to any one of those children. Thank you.
I was a part of the mental health initiative that was brought into the Mount Vernon City School District about a year ago, and since then those meetings have stopped. For what reason, I'm not sure why. But as someone who is working in mental health right now in the school for my master's in social work, that is something that needs to be highly addressed in the school district, because there are a lot of kids suffering since the pandemic, being that there were a lot of losses. They've seen a lot of their peers get killed in the streets. They've seen a lot of their family members die due to COVID and other health-related issues. And the proactive and reactive conversation has came up, and it is very true. A lot of times, the school district knows when things are happening within the school because, like I said, I've been in situations where I know firsthand that this is what happens and nothing is being done about it until something else does happen. We cannot keep doing this within this school district because these children aren't even living to make it to an age where they can start their lives. They're still in school, they're still in high school, they're still just getting to know themselves. Their parents are still getting to know them, and yet they can't even get to walk across the stage. There's not enough security guards in the school for what? I'm not sure why, but that's something that needs to change as well. I agree we do need to bring the SROs back because clearly there's a lack of security guards to where situations keep occurring that they don't have the manpower to deal with.
This subject is something that's very dear to me. From being a freshman in high school when a student was stabbed at the hallway to a few weeks ago, having to come to work and see students waiting for me outside my door just so they can cry and tell them so I can console them. The safety concern in this school district have been reactive. The Hamilton Breach a few weeks ago showed us that. Yes, we are thankful that nothing happened, but that door was still open. I have walked into buildings and doors have been wide open with no security guard at all. We can no longer afford to be like this. We cannot afford to keep on being reactive as far as security measures. I too was a part of those community meetings that took place that were great, that we met several times during them, that we came up with. We all met together, we discussed different ways to improve safety and security. We brainstormed, and those meetings have stopped for the past couple of months, I believe. We have not met about that. And I think that was a great major step in solidifying that bridge between the school district. School violence equals community violence. We have to face that. And community violence is school violence, because a lot of those times are students. They're aware of what goes on in this city. They're aware of the violence. Sometimes their family members are part of that. If not, they're not a part of that. So we also have to combat.
I think most of us sitting there, the problem is not a school district problem. It's a society problem. Runs drug, discipline, disrespecting each other, crime and violence in murder. Murder is not fixed in the school district or anything. So what we need to do is to come together and see and put some in the schools, make us the city more burden. How we do that? We need more communication in the city and the school district. We have people saying that we did not present the proper forms to the city for us to get money. But does the school district have to be perfect? We need to take out the whole place. You know, if you're owed the money, you should go ahead and get one to the place for people. And to say that it was that properly documented, so we don't get it. That makes sense. And then we sit here and compare stuff that have been done in the schools that we don't have to do as a lot. The money wasn't given to the schools, so how is that going to happen? So you're right. It's a problem in the schools, but it's a bigger problem in the schools itself. The problem starts in society. And if we don't take care of more burden in the city itself, then the schools will never be fixed. So let's work together to put that gap closer between the schools and the city.
So when we talk partnership, we can't just stop at the school and the city. It needs to be the school, the city. It needs to be the together. That's how we're going to reach objective. When we talked about nothing happened in Hamilton, I guess nobody spoke to the little girl. A lot of us spoke to the people almost cried because of how frightened she was. But that is something. When you got traumatized teachers, parents, children, that is something. That's not nothing. And the truth is, the same process needed to certify the documentation to get our 11.7 million, those same processes would have sent the rocket balls to the building of the school. Those same processes would have said, well, Dr. BC left 3 guards in that building, that none of those guards should have been removed. There should have just been 2 guards. So had there been the same 3 guards, maybe one being on lunch, the other 2 would have put this person coming in the building with the dog. Okay? So when we talk about safety and security, we talk about protecting the kids, and we're supposed to be protecting the kids and at the same time protecting the taxpayer. Volunteering not working what we got is not an excuse to not being obligated to the taxpayer and the children and the workers who serve our children in this district. You cannot hide behind the fact that this is a non-paying job. And there is a misconception that trustees and board district employees and we're not. So a broken gate does not constitute a board trustee's responsibility. It's when it's reported to one of us.
I think when we send our children to school, we depend on the board to keep our children safe. And when we talk about policy, the policy should have been, when we talk about the money in 11.5, that should have been taken care of. They should have followed the correct procedure for that. And they pit bull is considered a weapon. And for this dog to walk all the way down the hall to the cafeteria is ridiculous. There should have been a security guard at that door, especially that time of day during lunchtime when everybody is walking up and down that block. So you definitely need your SROs, you need your attendance officers, and we need to have our children and parents feel safe in sending their children to school. Thank you.
We have to stop making excuses, kicking the can down the road, and we have to take responsibility, everybody in this entire community. And I agree with my brother down here who said we need to include faith-based organizations, we need to include our counseling organizations, we need to include our police department. Every aspect of this city has to be involved because we are a community. We're all sitting here now. We're all family. We all live here. We all know each other. We respect each other. But I remember when I came to Edward Williams School, it was one of the lowest performing schools in the district. It was considered one of the most unsafe schools in the district. And the first thing that we did, number one, we entered school uniforms, which wasn't popular, but they did it and they realized that it was necessary. The second thing that we did was we developed a wraparound services program and partnered with the Mount Vernon Neighborhood Health Center. I currently serve on the board of the Mount Vernon Neighborhood Health Center, and we are trying to implement another program at Benjamin Turner. However, Big Monty Montefiore, the same people that are trying to close down the hospital, are trying to block that. We had an MOU agreement with the past superintendent, but we can't get the new superintendent to sign an MOU for us to be able to implement. They said they couldn't afford the nurse that was going to be at the school. We said we would pay for it, but they still won't do it. So everybody has to be held accountable and everyone has to be told.
I want to say amen to all of it. And I just want to say that it takes a collaborative effort. I definitely believe that the church, the city, and the schools ought to work together on behalf of our young people. It's not about, the answer is not eliminating SROs. I've worked with them as a school counselor, and it was tremendous. They had engaged our students. It was great. But then when they were eliminated, that was an issue. And then to lessen our security was even more of an issue. So if you at Mount Vernon High School, where I was, and a fight is breaking out on the east wing, and another one breaks out on the west wing, who's going to be over there? If they go over there, you don't have anybody over here. So it's a problem with lessening security and just eliminating our SROs when they are badly needed. And it takes all of us. It takes all of us. Sometimes you can see one security trying to do it all and can't do it all. He ends up on the floor getting beat up, if you'll remember.
So it takes a collaborative effort, and we need to make sure that we fund our monies right. Sometimes it goes to administration, and we don't even hear all of the violent reports, because sometimes the concern is more about money than lives. Kayla Reed is a perfect example.
Thank you very much for that. Going back to 1 minute, and I spoke to the 5 of y'all who have not served as trustees. I want to speak to the other 5 who have served as trustees. And this is a combined question of a few of the people in the audience and online. For those who have served on the school board, what committees have you chaired? What issues have been addressed? What challenges have you faced? You start there.
I've been in 2 committees, sorry, the budget committee and community. The budget committee, of course, we just passed the budget. Also, was instrumental in restarting the recycling program in the school district. And sometimes people look at recycling as something just do, but the recycling program teaches our kids, sustainability, how to take care of the environment. It also is a cost and a revenue factor. When you recycle properly, then you save money, and you can also earn revenue from using the products from recycling. So, like I said, the 2 committees that I work on, the family community engagement. I volunteered, was looking forward to do some financial wellness seminars and programs. Didn't happen, of course, because of certain things, but we were looking forward to do some of those in the community. But we did pass the budget, which is, and I've just been on the committee. I've been in this board for a little over 9 months, and I'm not chaired the committee.
During my time on the board, I served on facilities, buildings, and grounds, as well as health and safety. So some of the things that I did while I was from the facilities, buildings, and grounds, I went to the buildings, not only the 2 that I was appointed to, but any building that could email or I could get a call, so members of the public email me, and whether or not I responded to them directly, I would go find out what was going on, work with the facilities director, and then I would report in my committee reports at every meeting. The point of being on a committee is to get things done and then report on what you found out and what you're working on. So between getting the Denzel Washington kitchen area less cold, because we had our workers in there when it was 16 degrees in the morning and they're feeding the babies, I went there with the superintendent of business, found out which windows were broken and open, got it fixed, and then started making sure everybody got their clothing. I did a food prep initiative across the whole district, all buildings that had broken equipment. I was in there checking every piece of equipment, and then I questioned the service contracts and the service contractors. When I was dealing with health and safety, I would help to get the school lunch menu changed. I even went in and had taste tests myself. And the hot breakfast initiative that started more than 2 years ago. I held people accountable for the delays in those initiatives, and I even started dabbling in finance in the budget committee because I needed to learn how we can come to the public and explain where the money is supposed to be, where it went, where it's going, and why it didn't go to the right place in the first place. Ask questions.
I started in the facilities and buildings. I'm not a chairperson or and it's interesting that the facilities and grounds have so many problems. When I came in, I started to address the schools that I was assigned to, London being Williams with the elevator, the flooding, the intercom that doesn't work. We ask questions, but we're working with people. I'm not the boss. I don't have a formal title or responsibilities. We can hold people accountable, and as a board member, that's what I've done. The same thing in the budget committee. I've served on that, and we're trying to work with our committee to balance the budget, the funds that we have, make sure that the money that we have is being spent wisely, that it's going to the programs that it's supposed to go to, that they say it's there, because there are a lot of transfers of funds. That's a learning curve, but it's doable. And these problems didn't just start when I got on in October. Let me say that again for you who think that being a board member is something that you have a lot of control. You have to learn it, but you learn on the job. And I like helping people. So when I got on the committees, I started doing what I needed to do to balance and to educate myself and my community.
I serve on two committees. One, Special Education Committee and the Curriculum Committee. The Curriculum Committee is in the process of doing those programs that we offer now. We're looking at programs that can move our children from one area to the next, to the next, to the next, until they are all proficient. That's the Curriculum Committee. I also serve as a liaison to the Parent Special Ed Committee. Now, they've worked very hard in trying to get a charter. So June 9th, they are going to receive their charter, and they're going to have the signing of the charter at the board on June 9th. And so I do hope that people will come out and support those parents. They've had 3 meetings, which was required of them in order to have a charter, just for special ed parents or parents of special ed needs children. And so I hope you come out for that. In addition, I also serve on the policy committee. It's just my understanding that the policy committee really is a committee that governs and maintains everything that goes on in the board. These policies are sent down by the Supreme Court and by the state. And so that the wording has to be very specific as to what it is that they want us to be implementing. So that there's the guidelines. So anything that happens, if we go to the policy board manual, we'll see what's going on. Got the signal.
I am also on the policy and special ed committees. Recently, we learned that there were 2 books, and that some of the state policies were in 2 books, but they contradicted each other. So what we did was we got together a month or so ago, and I'm going to just read off the policy really quick, that we have finalized. It's bullying, harassment, policy 1015-R for bullying, harassment, gender neutral, single bathrooms, non-discrimination, equal opportunity, non-discrimination, equal opportunity, student records, purchasing regulation, purchasing authority, expense reimbursement regulation, payroll, school volunteers, visitors to the school, use of time out, physical restraints, parent notification to use time out and room and physical restraints, homebound instruction.
So I'm going to go off the beaten path a little bit and let you all use your imaginations, because science fiction is an excellent genre in English class, right? So let's imagine that you can serve maybe the board for 1 year. And up comes, you've all been elected, so that was wonderful. No competition, everybody served. A new resident is on the horizon. Someone is interested in buying some Mount Vernon property and enrolling their children in school. What would you be able to say to that individual to sell that on Mount Vernon so that they'll buy property here, pay taxes here, and want to enroll their child in school here? So we're going to start from, I'm sorry, I
can't see. I don't have on my strong glasses, I can't see your name. Yes, and so, I think we started this way, right, so we're gonna start from here, go to the left, and then pick up all the way up here. 1 minute, thank you. Well, microphone, please. And let her reclaim her time. Like I said.
For a new resident, I would make sure that I have everything that's appropriate in terms of the packet and give them everything that they need to know what the school district is all about, and definitely be very encouraging and forceful in terms of the city in itself, collaborating with the city and school district, and being a new person to the district to make sure that, you're in the right place and that their children or son or daughter is in the right place in terms of the school. Just providing them the necessary information to make them feel comfortable about where they are and to make them feel comfortable to be able to reach out, whether it be a board member, whether it be the superintendent, or whether it just be the attendance department itself or student personnel. So for me, it would be all about making sure that what they read in terms of the district, that it is happening for their child, and that they definitely have us to rely on.
Mount Vernon is a very loving, caring, small community. It's 4.2 square miles. Most people here know each other. We care about each other. It is a neighborhood. We are glad that you came here. We are looking forward to working with your child. We care about their social, their emotional, their physical, and their spiritual well-being. We will be here for you. We are not perfect, but we are striving for perfection. We are striving to ensure that your child will receive the best education possible. We are evaluating our staff on a regular basis. We make sure that we invest our resources in our students and our children. And we also ensure that your child's needs and their concerns are addressed as well as yours. And we welcome you to our town. We hope that you will take a look and meet each and every one of us as we meet with you. Thank you.
I would tell them how good our school system is, what we have to offer. I would explain to them in my life situation that I went through the schools, my children went through the schools, my grandchildren, and my great-grandchildren. And we can offer a lot. Joy, your PTA, whatever your spiritual needs are. We have so many diverse churches here. You can get into the church. We have a nice high school which offers swimming and whatever else you may need. And welcome to our city. It's a great city to be in. It's forced, wear masks, and I'm quite sure whatever your needs are, we can provide it. And thank you for coming to Mount Vernon.
First thing you gotta do is be honest. Mount Vernon is a city like any other city that faces challenges, both economically, socially, education. We face the same challenges. But when you talk about, I was involved about recently, last 2 years, and when I talk to other people, they want to know about the school district first, especially if they have children. And when you realize when you buy a home, you buy into the understanding that you're buying into this house, you're going to put money into it to raise its value. You're going to put money into your district to raise its value. And that's what this district is about. It's about building, and it's about partnering, and it's about being able to feel like you can reach out to your school board trustee after a year in. You know quite a bit, but there's still much more. I didn't figure everything out. Much more until I was about a year in. But a year in, you have a good idea who to go to. And you have to be able to make people think that you're resolvable, make them understand and come to you.
A year from now, we'll get a perspective of
president that school safety we will use the money that we have make sure that it's spent properly and that they don't have to be fearing that every year the taxes will be up. There's no see most importantly, we will show them that we are holding the leadership accountable. And I said it in my statement. One of the leaders in the school district for years. That's one of the reasons. So for you personally, safety, no increase in your taxes, spending of the money, is the issue.
So I would not just tell this here.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. So as a board member, I'm not just going to tell them that. If I'm not even hearing, of course, I'll have two students assigned to. I'm going to bring that prospective parent into the school that I'm assigned to. So and walk around with them and show them. Now, we have some of the, I feel, some of the hardest working, most amazing educators in this state. I'm going to show them those teachers. I'm going to show them the students and the smiles on their faces that I had the pleasure to teach a year ago. I'm going to show them that by then, a year from now, that is driving bombs in the road. So I'm going to show them that there are security improvements. I'm going to show them that their children should and do feel safe in our schools. I'm going to take them and physically show them. Is there?
So as I stated earlier, I'm a fifth generation Mount Vernon resident. Mount Vernon has a lot of rich history that a lot of people don't talk about. We tend to focus on the negativity aspect of Mount Vernon, and that's something that we need to try to steer away from as far as bringing more people back into the community and not pushing them out. A lot of people don't know that Mount Vernon has history where not just MED, not just Denzel Washington, a lot of millionaires have come from Mount Vernon, a lot of famous people have come from Mount Vernon, a lot of politicians have come from Mount Vernon. So it's not all bad. A lot of the people that have graduated from the school district, myself included, have very successful lives, very successful careers. So it's not just, oh, the school district is bad, or kids are fighting and getting killed. It's not all of that, but that's not every student in the school district. There are a lot of us here in Mount Vernon who have became lawyers, who have became doctors, who own our own businesses, who are authors, who are writers, who just do so many brilliant things. And that's the thing that we need to focus on moving forward instead of always throwing in the negative about the city of the school district. And that's how we'll be able to keep people coming to Mount Vernon instead of leaving Mount Vernon.
I just want to talk about the fact that I'm a Muslim. So when you talk about church, I understand church. I was raised Baptist in Macedonia, but now I'm Muslim. So what I would tell someone is this city is full of diversity. I lived in the Virgin Islands for over 12 years. My daughter was born there. She was raised there. My son now is raised by his African father. I am a Mount Vernonite. My umbilical cord is here. And I love this city and I want it to continue to move forward. But we all have to remember that it is no longer just Mount Vernonites. We have to remember that there are over 85 different cultures that are here. There are Caribbeans, Indians, Mexicans, Spanish, Puerto Ricans, we're all here. So you can't just stay close to those, you have to be for everybody.
One of the things I hope to do is to start an ambassador club, where we have our students acting as ambassadors, because it's our students who can sell the city better than any of us. They're experiencing it as it is now. I also look at the fact that we need to use the real estate brokers
on that team that meets regular. Because listen, they sell the property, but before people go look at buying property, they look at the educational systems that exist in that particular community. And most decisions are based on the educational system that exists. People want to know that they're not only going to pay their mortgage, but they don't want to have to turn around and pay for private school. So we want our school to be their private school. What they get in private school, we want to be able to offer that in our school. If you look at the last 3 meetings where the students presented their experiences with the culinary department and the poor department, and my time is up. Thank you.
I would say this, like, we're preparing our children for their futures. We are proactive, we have a balanced budget, we have a vision for our students' success. We're an inclusive community. Our schools are continuously working to ensure their student and staff safety. We have a graduation rate over 87%, and you receive a quality education in the city of Mount Vernon.
Thank you. I would like to, we've been collecting questions from audience members, and I would like to select one of their questions as a concerned person here probably has a question that affects everyone on the board. This question is, have you been involved with the city's current comprehensive development plan? So, how? If not, why? So, okay, so let's see.
I have not. Cities, city program. I believe.
So I don't know how many people keeping up with watching board meetings, but I keep showing up at every single one. I have plenty to say. So, plus I have been very much involved in this campaign. I would say I've been a part of the comprehensive plan that the city has. But we will look out. Now that I know about it, I've been educated just now, so I will find my way to it so that I can speak more educated next time.
I have been involved with the comprehensive plan. I'm not a part of that group, but I have been to the meeting. But what I would like to say is that I have always been part of the Mount Vernon plan. From City Hall to the building departments, anything that goes on in Mount Vernon, I am a part of. So not just the comprehensive plan, but I have been to that meeting also. But I know what goes on in the city of Mount Vernon, whether I'm on the plan or not.
I am aware of the comprehensive plan. I've also been involved with the comprehensive plan as a taxpayer. I have a copy of the comprehensive plan. The challenge that I have with Mount Vernon's comprehensive plan is that it keeps changing. It's changing and it evolved. They just had a meeting at the Boys and Girls Club. So I went there to that meeting to see, because my family owns real estate property here on 3rd Street, 4th Avenue. So it is part of what I do. I do actually keep up with it because I want to know what new developments are going to be bringing to the city and how they're going to revitalize it.
I will say that I have just become educated to it myself. I did sit in a meeting not long ago, not being able to stay, but I am very interested in the days ahead to try to become more educated than I'm not, because I do live in this city, and so I take a vested interest in it. But sometimes things do come through the clergy meetings as well. That kind of makes us more abreast of what's going on in terms of the city too. But I will become more educated too, and definitely interested in doing that.
Yes, I've attended the comprehensive plan meetings, and as a stakeholder in Mount Vernon, I'm vested in the success of our city, and there are lots of things I think that our city can provide for us and work with our school district in providing those services, and I'm hoping that it's going to be positive because I think this is the third comprehensive plan in administration that I've heard.
I have not been involved in the comprehensive plan. However, I do plan on getting more information and finding out just where, because as a taxpayer, I want to be aware firsthand.
I don't know all about comprehensive plan. I'm a planning board commissioner. Many of the projects that come in front of us have to wait. Some of them go because we do not have a comprehensive plan. I can't exactly say how that works, but just so you know, they have been doing spot zoning. The comprehensive plan will eliminate a lot of how many Chinese restaurants we have, how many nail places we have, a lot of things we have, very sensitive. I won't say how many we have, but we have 400 of them. And so the comprehensive plan time goes for everything.
So yes, I do know about the comprehensive plan for the city. I am part of the advisory committee for the comprehensive plan of the city. And the reason why I got involved and how I got involved is because the very first meeting that they had, I was the one to ask them, well, being that this is going to be in place for however many years in the future, are you including any young people in this planning? And if not, why? And at first the answer I got was yes, but we're going to selective picking, yada, yada. And that is how I ended up on the advisory planning board. I've been to almost every meeting. I've been to the community meetings, the listening meetings, the informative meetings, and just the other day, actually, I was co-facilitating the meeting that they had in the community. So, yes, I know.
I too am a member of the city's comprehensive plan. This is the first comprehensive plan under this administration, and it's also not a finished, it's in phases. So that's why it keeps on changing, because it's crude, and every month we go into a different phase. I had the tremendous pleasure of co-facilitating the event the other night, and it talked about revitalizing our downtown area. So the city's comprehensive plan it gives us ways to improve our city, to make it more attractive, and it's giving me a different lens when you go into other cities and you see things that you find attractive there. And well, how can I bring that here in our Berlin? What do we need to do to connect, our downtown area with the surrounding neighborhoods? How can we make our downtown area more inviting for people? You want Mount Vernon, not only our school district to be attractive, we want our city to be attractive overall as well.
I want to thank everybody for participating. We have time restraints. We have to be out of the building at 8:30. It's 8:07, so I'm just going to do a couple of lightning rounds. So be yes or no. That's just what's going to be. If elected, will you bring back SROs?
Yes.
Inflation rises, salaries rises, got 70% of the school budget. Can we retain a good staff with no budget increase?
No.
Yes. What about the yes. Please verbalize.
No.
Okay, this is I need 5 words or less. What is transparency mean? Transparency. 5 words or less. Say it again.
Honor, clear,
open communication. Honest communication with everyone. Honesty with all the communication.
Last question. Are we doing enough for the mental health of our children?
No.
Absolutely not.
No. No. Not even. No.
No.
Oh, everybody agrees on that.
So, I want to thank everyone for coming out and thank everybody for participating. We got really no question to ask. At this point, I would like to bring up our president, Captain Brewer, to close the office and close the workshop.
Please give them a hand.
I want to just say thank you so much for seeing so many wonderful faces out there now. Just like thank you for participating and giving us a chance to stand up and make a difference in the community. We are the NAACP, and we're here to make a difference. We're here to change things, to speak out, to speak out. It's no longer going to be a quiet pacifist NAACP. We need you. One, everybody in this room to stand up, get on a committee. The most important committee I feel is important is to get on those boards where you have to make people become elected, participating. So if you get on those particular boards, you can make a difference. Because if your voice is silent, then things are going to continue as usual. The last 7 years have been horrifying, in my opinion. My children in this town, they want to get out, but they're still here because I'm here. Okay? So I want you to please consider joining us, becoming a part of us, adding your voice. A choir can go farther than a single soul. Is that true? Oh, I'm singing by myself. You may hear me, but if you sing with me, it's going to be magnificent. So please consider us. My name is Catherine Brunton. Before we go, we're going to say a prayer. Amen. Father God, in Jesus' name, I'm a Christian. I'm a Baptist. This is how I pray. Amen. In Jesus' name, the beginning, the middle, the end, the first, and the last. Father God, we come before you because we don't know any other way. I'm asking for your help, for your direction, for your guidance. Bless us right now this day, Lord. Anybody that you see fit to be on our school board, to be in front of our children, bless them right now, Lord, with the votes that they need to make a difference. We need you today, Lord, because you are the one that's the make a change. Amen? Amen. 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 Let's not dismiss.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, great. Well, would you like to, this is live, we're live streaming. So we have Lauren Carter here, one of our residents. Please tell our community about yourself and tell our community what you thought of the forum.
Yes, hi, I'm Lauren Carter. I'm Lauren Carter, born and raised in the city of Mount Vernon. Went to the schools here, graduated from Mount Vernon High School, and I'm here because I've always been involved and engaged in the community ever since I was a teen. I attended school board meetings. Can you hear me? I attended school board meetings when I was in high school. Spoke to the school board. At the time, the president was Ken Sylvester. So I've been involved for several years, and so I wanted to hear from the people who are running for school board trustees to get an idea on how they would serve the community, how they would serve as a member of the school board. So I've been enlightened this evening, and I'm glad that I'm here. I'm also grateful for the NAACP for hosting this event. It's very important. So I'm hopeful that those who weren't able to attend or even watch the live, that they will watch it in the coming days. I know that the vote is on May 16th, so I hope that everyone will be involved. It's very important. Every election, everything counts. School board, library board. We have a council race and a mayoral race coming up. So I ask everyone to learn about anyone who's running, ask questions, get involved, and vote. It's your right to vote, and don't let anyone take that right away from you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of pan the room and see who else might want to add some words to our live stream. Good evening, gentlemen. I'm Brenda L. Crump, resident of the community, and I'm just doing a live stream, and I'd like to know would you like to speak to the community and share any of your thoughts or comments. We're very talkative, so would you like to share what you thought of the forum? Would you like to be on the live stream and share your thoughts, sir? Okay, just talk loud because everybody else is speaking. Talk loud. It's a wonderful forum. And I just okay. And you, sir, what do you have to say? Anything at all? Okay, are you teaching in the school district? Where do you teach? Okay, all right. All right, thank you, sir. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. So we have one of our PTA presidents, Benjamin Turner School, who was quite talkative during the meeting. So let's see what she has to share to the community on our live. Okay. Tell everybody your name, please. My name is Okay. All right. Okay, so we have one of our candidates here. Okay.
Mount Vernon Mighty. We drive for 5 weeks, we're getting ready to stay alive. You know our body, you know my body is working. Nothing more changes on the bigger and better things. Drive for 5.
Okay, so I see we have one of our former school board trustees, Lynn McBride. You have to get on this live and say something, share something as an experienced school board trustee, longtime resident of the city. Yes, I am not going to let you pass because your knowledge, your wisdom, what can you share with the community in regards to the forum or anything at all that you want to share regarding school board? You gotta talk loud. Oh yeah, you're on. Oh, go. Trustee, McBride, former school board trustee. This forum was excellent. I urge the community to come out, be involved, get there in person. See each of these people running for school board have something to offer. Make sure that you don't just vote on personality or your organization. Come get to know them and go with the facts. All right, thank you very much. Okay. As we shuffle and move on around here, we have our coach Dwayne Murray here. Please have something to say. He's very vocal at the school board meetings. Tell us about the forum. Tell us whatever you want to share with the community in regards to the candidates forum, school board trustee.
It's a lot of candidates, so it's hard to get into the nitty-gritty of a lot of issues that's going on. I know there's another one on Tuesday from Centennial, even though that's going to be in Zoom, but I would like to see just one more and maybe split the slates and then split the two who are not in slates and put them on each one and then hit them with questions. We need to get a little bit more in-depth about what's going on.
All right, thank you very much for taking the time to speak to us. Okay, so we have Ken Bright, one of our community people who do food distribution and reentry services, life progressive services in the community of Mount Vernon. Please talk to us. Tell us your thoughts in regards to the forum tonight and the trustee election, and speak loud enough so that we can hear you.
Well, first of all, being a new person coming to something of this nature here in Mount Vernon, I find it being timely, important, and needed. I'm also pleased to hear the questions that were asked, the responses. I'm glad to hear and see the youth that was there on the panel. I think new blood is very important to any organization to keep it going or to bring new vitalized ideas, imagination, also accountability. So I'm very pleased to see the attendance. It could have been more, but it was good for them to have it actually, the NAACP, to actually do something and be behind something of this nature. So as director of an organization in Mount Vernon, I was pleased tonight.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, so we're gonna definitely get our Dr. Bob Baskerville on here because, you know, he just brings all the good assessment. He just brings all the good critiquing. He just brings all the good stuff. So please speak to us. Give us your thoughts, opinions, comments.
Well, let me say, for one, I'd like to give kudos to the NAACP and especially to one of its newest members, my man AJ Woodson, for spearheading this first of a kind forum, in my experience, here in the city of Mount Vernon, that gives the community on the south side of Mount Vernon an opportunity to hear directly from prospective elected officials. I think if we are going to begin to reverse the overall decline that we're seeing in so many of our local institutions, it's going to be very important for the Black community in Mount Vernon to begin to take a more assertive lead in the electoral process and policy-making process, and I think that's great. I'm very pleased with what I saw go on this evening. I know it gave considerable insight into ideas, vision, qualifications of the candidates, and I hope that Mount Vernon residents will follow up on this effort by showing up to the polls when the election takes place. And Brenda, that's my cue to turn it over to you and save myself a final bit of embarrassment.
Thank
now,
you.
what is that date? Do you know, Brenda?
Tuesday, May 16th is the budget vote trustee election.
Thank you so much, Brenda, as always.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, so we have to be out of this building, so I am cutting this live because I am getting a look from somebody that might look like security or something. I don't know. But yes, so we're going to end this live. We have to be out of the building, and we want to be obedient to the rules. So thank you very much for everyone who tuned in. And AJ Woodson, one of the NAACP members, is ushering everybody to the door. So this live has ended right now. Goodbye, everyone. Good night.